everybody, Anthony Navarro here with Colorado Shooting Sports. We're going to talk about five pretty popular, well-known, well-respected combat rifles, and even some new ones that are kind of new on the market that have a kind of a neat, interesting future. But kind of starting off with one that's the most easily recognizable, America's rifle, AR-15. This one's actually a true assault rifle in that it is actually full auto. If you want to think about it in correct terms, you can't call a semi-automatic AR-15 an assault rifle because it actually technically has to have that full auto function. So we end up using words like battle rifle or battlefield rifle. But the thing about the AR-15 is that it is very light. It's very easy to upgrade. It's very modular. It is very accurate out to some crazy distances. Like this one right here, I shoot regularly out to 400 to 600 yards without magnification. I mainly use the magnifier, not in the sense that people normally do, but I actually shoot with my red dot, and then I actually confirm my hits and different other things with my optic off to the side. So it's a little bit different way of running it. Obviously we can mount suppressors, lights, vert grips, backup sights. Here we go. And then I even have another set of backup sights. So I'm a big fan of redundancy as one of the keys to success. Couple of things that are a negative is AR-15s need to be maintained very well, and there's not a lot of punch on the round. However, obviously shot placement is vital, and if you're doing your job on that, it mitigates that complaint. The rifle that it replaced in the U.S. military, this is kind of a close little cousin of it. This is a SOCOM 16, but its bigger brother, the M14, was in the military. It's very similar to the rifle that my dad used when he was in Korea in 1968, which Vietnam right next door was happening. So phenomenal gun. As a matter of fact, the SOCOM 16 I consider far superior to the M1A, the longer version, in that it has much less felt recoil, almost no muzzle rise. I mean, I can shoot 15 rounds out of this in less than 3 seconds with no muzzle rise. We actually have a video of this on our Facebook page if you want to check it out. But I'm just kicking rounds out, and there's no rise to the muzzle at all. So, and it's extremely easy to take apart. You just take the magazine out, put your finger in the trigger guard, rip that thing out, and the entire gun has just come apart. So really neat gun, and we are still using it in our military. I believe it was the 101st Airborne in Iraq were issued these so they could have more lethality and more punching power. They had put scopes on them to extend range, to be able to get really clear picture of what they were shooting at. Because at 400 yards, you just see shapes, not necessarily is it a girl, is it a guy, is it a mom, is it a terrorist, that kind of thing. So really neat gun. A big fan of the SOCOM 16. Probably my favorite gun, period, is the AK. And actually, this is one of our Gunfighter series AKs, which we have heavily modified. Absolutely phenomenal gun. This is the gun, when you talk about reliability, it's the one that all guns are compared to. So absolutely just runs and runs. The parts don't wear out very easily, so you're not going to be buying spare parts all the time either. But this one's had the barrel chopped down, a different brake put on, our lightning bolt, lightning lever configuration. It's entirely ceramic coated because comblock ammo is all corrosive. Even if it says non-corrosive on the box, it is still mildly corrosive. So ceramic coating them is definitely the way to go. As we've been talking about pros and cons about these guns, a con about the AK, a standard AK, is it has really crappy sights. So that's where it gets its undeserved reputation for inaccuracy. Because these guns, I mean, with holdovers and everything, I'm punching rounds out to 400 and 600 yards. There's documented videos of our guys in Afghanistan being engaged at 1,200 yards with an AK. And the rounds are hitting the guy. So no one can tell me that an AK is not accurate. So again, we put excess sights on these, and then my personal guns and the gunfighters that we build up have red dots on them. And even with just a red dot with no magnification whatsoever, I'm getting phenomenal hits at 300 yards with an AK. Just smaller than this, okay? So no one can tell me that they're not accurate. They are phenomenally accurate. Since we're talking about AKs, let's talk about the mutant. This is kind of like an AR-15 and an AK got together in the alley and had a baby. So you can see an AK magazine and very much an AR-esque 15 look to it. And there's been a lot of companies on the market that have been trying to do this, and they failed horribly, mainly because they were trying to design a magazine that would run the ammo so they could sell the magazines and have a proprietary hold on the magazines. But these guys were smart. They just said, hey, you know, one of the main reasons guns jam is the magazines are crappy. Why don't we just leave the magazine alone and build a gun around it? And boom, this thing has just been fantastic. There's full auto versions, short barrel versions of this thing. It's just a really neat gun. And an advantage it has over the standard AK is look at that incredibly long sight radius. That is just awesome, especially for if you're talking about running iron sights. And then just the straight line nature of the gun changes how the recoil and muzzle flip feels to the shooter. And if you're kind of Mr. on the fence, Mr. indecisive, you're getting all the coolness of the AR-15 with the reliability and that hit, that much more energy on target of the 7.62 by 39 round. So again, kind of a cool one to check out in the future. This one right here is actually, if you want to get really basic about it, it's an AR-10. 5-10 years ago, if you bought an AR-10, you had a nightmare of a time because they were just horribly unreliable. But in the last couple of years, 2 or 3 companies have emerged that have been producing a phenomenal, reliable, accurate AR-10, and this is one of them. And what's really cool about this one is they went to like a nickel boron chrome lined bolt, which is really nice. This one uses a really slim rail system, so you can just really wrap around it. And the way they have the rail mounting to the receiver, just top notch. They really did their homework on that. But again, this is a really neat one that you can use it for hunting, you can use it for home defense, and it's the same caliber as the SOCOM. So, big fan of that. Running proper glass on a 308 gun. I know a lot of people out there say these run out of steam at 800 yards. I would say because it has much more energy than a 7.62 by 39, I would say you can definitely stretch this thing out a lot farther than people think. Are you going to be getting an incredible amount of energy on target? No, I'm just saying you can make hits on target at much greater ranges than you really think. So these are 5 really neat, cool rifles that are out there, battlefield rifles that I'll definitely trust my life to. So get out there and check out the rifles that are out there. More importantly, check out our tactical rifle class. We have 2 of them every year, where we will show you how to run these guns, because there's a huge difference between shooting and training. And training is what's getting you ready for a gunfight. Shooting is for fun, training is for life. So thank you very much, Anthony Navarro with Colorado Shooting Sports. Check us out on the internet and swing by the shop at 2435 8th Avenue here in Greeley, and have a great day.